Good morning, friends. I thought I would just do a short video, although quite often the short videos become the long videos, but that's my intention. I just got up and I just wanted to sort of do a mini catch up on such a long time without doing videos and things, partly for you guys, so you have something to just catch up on, see that I'm okay, and for myself, of course, because it is part of my therapy. Definitely kind of like journaling, I guess, but video journaling. But I can feel the difference, if I've been keeping it up, how much better I feel overall than if I haven't. So here I am. What is it, the 27th? And I definitely got kicked in the pants. Definitely lost my footing for a bit there and recovered. Um, just a lot of emotional stuff just came at me. If I look back on things, you know, I I was I was definitely burning the candle at both ends. I was trying to just get a little bit of work done before the new year, and my damn phone. Oh my God, was that ever a hassle? That definitely facilitated some of the, burning myself out for sure. But anyways, I was just going full on overdrive, and I'm sure it's some of that attributed to my situation. But I mean, in a nutshell, I thought I was, feeling relatively good, and then I just had a moment where everything just kind of went flat, and I just couldn't feel positive about anything. I was just drained, and I had to work through it. There's really no other way. You can't run away from these things. So, and with the help of a few friends, my sister Hannah and a couple other friends, just someone to chat with, uh, and just a wall to bounce things off of for me to process. But oh my God, I just, this morning I woke up and I had a little bit of the feeling. It seems to be the pattern, as it's going. You just get little remnants. But wow, we are complex creatures, folks. Like, holy shit. It's not good enough, like, oh, like this concept that I don't know, what I'm conscious of as an individual should cover all of what I am, me as an example. And yet, there's so much underneath the surface of each one of us. And I'm not that I didn't know it before, but now I'm just being reminded on another level. We are complicated creatures. We got levels and layers, and like, and we can get lost into ourselves. We can find ourselves. We can, oh my gosh, and when I'm going through all this stuff and I'm thinking about how Western medicine likes to have all these categories and categorize people, put them into these categories of, bipolar and autism and whatever else spectrums that they have. But, and, that's a human need for sure. And there's a lot of value in that. But I also see some of the areas where that doesn't do good service. But it's anyway, from a position of where I'm going through mental, emotional stuff. Uh, I definitely found it interesting contemplating how people get categorized and labeled and stuff, and how accurate it really is. Actually, these journeys we go through. But wow, it's to be authentic and to share, like I said I would, with people. I can just be moving forward and feeling like I'm getting everything happening and accomplished. And there's always going to be difficult times is always going to be stressful times. We all know that. I definitely had a bunch with the windstorm and tents coming down, and I found I had to just kind of let go because I had a bunch of other work to do in a time where I could have just run and done that. So I had to leave the tents, and that was an interesting exercise in just, choosing what to let go of for now and what to focus on. Conservation of energy, that kind of thing. But obviously, to myself, I guess stresses were building up, but it may have been completely independent of stresses. That's the thing. This is me theorizing. But oh gosh, I do not enjoy those times. And they're just like, it could be a couple of days or so, or more or less, but it's just like suddenly a part of me or parts of me just have to be felt, and it doesn't matter, and they're just going to come straight out, take over, and I am suddenly feeling certain feelings that part of me needed to feel. But and it's just amazing how I can feel like I'm coming to terms with the reality of Raven not being in a physical form, and then I can just get kicked in the pants at some point with seemingly, I will stress, seemingly no warning. That's where I try to sort of backtrack and see, like, were there warnings that I can pay attention to? Um, but it's really hard to say. The best thing to do is go with the flow, roll the punches, and make yourself, and I really feel strongly about this more and more, make yourself, not sure what really call them, kind of interdimensional navigational devices, anchors, markers, like my Phoenix mailbox, the pumpkin carving, the gingerbread house. They're creative projects that exist, well, in a physical form for you, the individual, to work on, but it's another dimension that you're really working on. It's like the soul print in that way. Yes, there is the physical tattoo that you see, the ink in the skin, but that's more of an agent to allow the other part to you to be busy accomplishing and aiming to accomplish, and focusing intentions. This is what we're doing. So the physical form often takes on a certain form because it's trying to, the project that one's doing is to try and invoke and conjure up an energy that we all can conjure up, we all can focus with and raise. But it seems to be much more effective if we have tools to help us do that, to help our imagination. The imagination is something a lot more than we have believed, most of us. And I'm finding that imagination, in hand with creativity, is an extremely healing tool. And I've been finding this during my process. So this is where I find sharing this is so important. So me going through all my stuff, just to give you a direct feedback, if I think about it, while I'm going through these really difficult episodes, if I call them that, um, do the Phoenix mailbox, gingerbread house, pumpkin carving, do those. The fact that I've done them, if I think about them, or if I contemplate, or I look at pictures of them, does it help in any way? And for sure it does. It organizes my mind. It allows me to open my heart a little bit more. It's kind of a journey, a descent into my own underworld, in a way, a descent into myself, a journey into myself, to learn about what and who I am, which is a pretty sacred journey for a being that doesn't know fully, by any means. So to learn some of that is a great thing, self-awareness. So as far as I've gotten at this point, I would definitely recommend what I've been doing to anyone. You can't lose. I mean, choosing projects, art projects, to create things that are sacred to you at each step of your journey is, I think, a very healthy thing to do. Um, kind of like little GPS gizmos that help you not lose your way. That's a pretty damn good thing. And creativity can really do this. Creativity can forge connections with deeper parts of yourself that you can't connect to. And I'm sure all of you have had that experience. I have, where I'm trying to do an exercise where to connect and love a deeper part of myself, and it just feels silly or something, and I just can't do it. This is just an example. So, with the creative project, you're focusing on your project. If it's difficult to focus on yourself, but as you're doing it, it is naturally connecting you to you. And you are building a self love, you are building this connection. It bypasses any blocks that you have, I find, and is very powerful. And they exist afterwards, like the gingerbread house will be eaten, the pumpkin dissolves, into mush. The Phoenix mailbox is still up, but they exist in, I would say, another dimension. Some of you might be lost on that one and go, okay, this is where it gets wacko. And I really mean it exists, even if you want to call that other dimension your imagination, it exists. Like, from now on, after you've built that gingerbread house, if you close your eyes, you can see that gingerbread house. It exists somewhere in your imagination. That's a database. That's a hard drive for you to start compiling these things. And the event, the activity of doing and creating that piece is generating something in your brain and in your heart. And it is a lot more than most people would think is happening. So I really encourage people to do this. Because I'm finding, at least for myself, um, well, I don't want to know what it would be like if I didn't do all those things. Let's just say that. I really feel that it builds a life raft 100%. Oh, that's definitely doing that aspect. Kind of built, it's, if I'm using these metaphors, it builds a life raft. So there's a sense of being kept afloat. It sort of builds a wood stove, and like the sense of having something to warm yourself by. It creates a lot of things. Definitely the GPS aspect is for sure there. And also, you've got all these lovely projects. Like, think about that as well. They all become a breadcrumb trail to find your way. So, and all the way you are developing a connection with your higher self, which many people, myself included, it's not an easy thing. It's something to really work at. So, yeah. Do I have anything else I wanted to say this morning? It's 13 minutes. Um, well, there's all those projects, and that was an important thing I wanted to just go over because I'm finding, boy, those things. Oh, and then, of course, I can't um, emphasize enough the need for a small handful of really good friends for any stuff you're going through. Just secure yourself with a few people that you can talk to, text with, whatever, about any topic, so that when you're going through your stuff, you've planned out, you have a few backups, that you always have, I would say, 3 people that you could call up and just talk about anything. So there's another great little part of my healing program for sure. Um, and yeah, I think projects in general, we need to feel important. We need to feel like we have a purpose. We need to feel like we're working towards something, and I definitely feel that. So as I'm creating projects, um, well, the actual time I spend creating in that mode is very therapeutic as well as the what I'm achieving, accomplishing, what project it is. But I just I just see the whole globe of people all kind of on some levels kind of stuck in a rut on some sort of on kind of an energetic level. Definitely fear is woven in there for sure. One of the concrete shoes, but can't choose a better time to work on yourselves and at least from that perspective make things a little smoother. And I do believe somehow to some degree the work we do on ourselves um, has a ripple effect. And so if whatever I'm working on me, I do think in some way it's ironing out something indirectly. It's not that I have to be putting out this video, for example, for anything to reach someone else. I still do think that on some energetic level, something is happening. Um, but that's just my theory. And there are lots of theories out there. Sometimes it can just get tiring. You just don't want to hear another theory. But that's part of how we move forwards as well. Um, so, anyways, I am going to get up and get out. I have friends turning up today, and I have a good friend here yesterday and today. Um, Michael, my sister Hannah's ex, a couple of times back, who's turned out to be a really good friend to both of us, and it's good to have sounding boards. I've never been one of those male group therapy group things. Like I just have always avoided being intimate with men. Like discussion groups and talk about your problems type of stuff. And it's probably at my deficit for sure, because I'm making a big effort to bridge past that. And for example, Michael, just having another guy that can, in some ways, share certain perspectives, at least understand them more, to be able to just shoot the shit and talk about issues and find out that someone else has similar issues, and you go, oh, wow, I'm not alone. For whatever it's worth, it is important to have uh, friends that you can talk to from both sexes, or from now with all the changes on that, from the whole spectrum, let's say, from the whole spectrum. But I'm thinking from both sexes in the sense of the generalizing of the physicality. But yeah, from the whole spectrum, even better. And if that whole spectrum would include all age groups too, although certain ages you wouldn't be necessarily sharing with to that level. But being exposed to all the age groups and the whole spectrum, I think, is a healthy thing. Um, I like being exposed to varieties of people, ways of thinking, cultures, um, ethnicities. I've always enjoyed that, but then maybe that's because I've always had that. Um, it's definitely a luxury, in my opinion. But Wow. What a world we are in, folks. And we are going to do fine. Everything is going to be perfect. We have no idea how we're going to move through this. None of us do, but that's part of our challenges to get more comfortable with certainty. So, sorry, with uncertainty, get more comfortable with uncertainty. It's an extremely uncomfortable thing, speaking for myself. When I'm in those moments, whatever's causing the uncertainty usually is part and parcel with it, gives it its flavor. But very uncomfortable, very like being on a pin, pins and needles or something. You just can't relax. But it seems that that's our challenge, is to learn how to relax into uncertainty and be more comfortable with it. So just a little thought right there. So anyways, folks, I'm going to say have a wonderful good morning. I'm going to go and roast my coffee for me and Michael. Have a wonderful cup and start my day, and see my friends Brian and Cheryl when they get here. Yay, I get to have a shower or a bath. I think I can have a bath. I haven't had a bath for probably 6 months, I think. Now, a lot of people haven't had baths either. Most people like showers, but I must say that a good bath, nothing like soaking in a really hot bath. Whoa. But, yep, I get to have that today. It's a special treat. So anyways, my lovely friends, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.